Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be changing the power steering reservoir and the pipes, as we seem to have a slight leak on our E39. As you can see, this has happened overnight, or as good as overnight, and it doesn't look too healthy at the moment. So we're going to be using these. We've got some power steering fluid, as we're going to do a flush as well, a new reservoir, a mealy one, the pipes from BMW, gaskets, the clips, la-di-da. As you can see, there's a lot of power steering fluid splatter basically all over the engine. It's surprising how far this fluid has got. But first off, you remove the airbox. This one's a 10. Then you've got the Jubilee clips holding on the air pipes. The MAF is in between. Clip down here. There's also a clip at the back. Vacuum hose on top. So there's actually a clip on either side. So you might be able to get to the parts without taking the airbox off. However, it's just easier and it's not a great hardship to take off. So it's worth doing. You probably don't even need to take the MAF out, which I'd like to add. That's my MAF. For scientific purposes, we're going to compare the old fluid to the new fluid. I'm not quite sure when this fluid was changed. Well, if there's any left actually, as it's all over the engine bay. We're going to drain the fluid like so. As you can see, it's not been changed. It looks a little black to me, whereas normally power steering fluid is pink. Unless it just comes out pink on the engine. This is the old fluid compared to the new fluid.
Yeah, it's safe to say it hasn't been changed in a while.
No doubt it's original to the car like the rest of it. But well looked after for the most part. It's worth mentioning it's a good idea to cover your alternator, as when you remove the reservoir, chances are, or sod's law, it's going to get covered in gunky power steering fluid. But to remove the reservoir itself, it's two 13mm bolts on the oil filter housing. There was a Jubilee clip on this one, and then the bitch clip is this side. Thoroughly recommend some side snips. So, well, I didn't see this, it was caked in dirt, so someone's put a Jubilee clip on, more than likely because they knew it was leaking, and it's still got the single use clip above it.
That's interesting, that is.
So given the reservoir is only 10
quid, if that.
One. Oh, balls. Two. As you can see, it looks like it's leaking, at least it runs down here anyway, but this is the pipe you need to remove. Again, it's another single use clip. So we've got a power steering leak and we've got an oil leak. That's either from the oil filter housing or the sump. But one thing at a time. The pipe here is on the bottom of the power steering pump itself. So you could probably just get to it by jacking up the front of the car. Anyway, it's worth mentioning there will be fluid in the pipe, so you cloth, towel, catch it, and then you should be able to pull it off. So to put the new one on, it's pretty much the opposite. You could probably do this from the top. New pipe on, Jubilee clip on the end. Yeah, 16 to 25. It's not difficult, just more awkward given there's pipes in the way and the subframe.
Sweet, let's lower it.
So this is the new pipe that's been fitted, and now it's just replacing this one. To remove the other part, there's a 13mm bolt that goes to the cooler. There's the L pipe. The cooler side of the pipe, there's the washer. So you need 2 new ones of those, which the part number is probably on the screen now. So of course, it's worth catching the power steering fluid that comes out, as there potentially could be quite a bit still. And then make sure you remove the old gasket that's still inside for fitting the new one. Put the new washer on the new pipe, and then as you get 2 in the pack anyway, that's for the other part. So make sure the clamp hooks around the power steering pipe. There we are, the new pipe's on. The new gaskets are on both pipes. It's clamped down, there's probably Torx back, and now it's time for the reservoir. New pipes are in. Here's new reservoir. Don't forget to put the bracket on, give it a quick clean. We're going to leave this one off as we need to flush the system. Needs to be tight, not over tight, as it's plastic. For this, we're not using anything special, just basic fluid. The idea behind this is we're replacing the power steering pump anyway, so this is it's what we're using to flush the system basically, and then we'll change the pump and use some proper fluid after. 15 quid.
Amazon.
Affiliate links below.
Go for it. I don't think it will come out here straight away, but just in case.
The reservoir's been filled. Next step is to turn the wheel left to right. It doesn't make a difference if it's in the air or not. I guess it's just easier. And then the flushed fluid will come out the other pipe.
That's the theory.
That's the theory.
It's coming out. We need more fluid. So how many turns? That's what's came out. Well, it's still coming out pretty much brown. It's getting clearer. You can definitely tell. About halfway down on the reservoir. Looks like gravy.
Well, I won't put that on your potatoes.
Yeah, it's slowly turning to a reddy brown now. So that's after about, I don't know,
30 turns.
yeah.
Bisto. That was another 15, so
Let's have a look. I'd say that's ready.
So compared to the original one, this looks much better.
Yeah, look at that.
Once you're happy with the result, it should be, basically, it should come out like the new fluid, bright pink. You can then put the pipe back on. Again, there'll be some more fluid, as if there's not been enough. Put the 213mm bolts back in, and then top up the reservoir again. Turn it again a few times. Hopefully there's no leaks. Once you ran it, give it a few turns, and then double check the fluid. Ours need a bit of a top. Power steering, reservoir and the pipes have been changed, and the fluid has been flushed.
And the gaskets have been changed.
And the gaskets. You could probably do that in half an hour.
Yeah, it took us about 4.
Yeah, we have a step of filming it, so it does take a bit longer. But for you, I'd recommend jacking the front end up to do the 70 turns, otherwise you might be there a while. So for under 50 quid you can basically replace the reservoir and the pipes and the washers rather than putting another Jubilee clip on a leaking pipe. There's no reason not to.
How much fluid did we use?
So we used 2.5 litres.
So we've still got plenty for fitting these top.
And if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, then comment and tell us why. And don't watch us again.
So it even looks like Herschel's got a smile on his face.
Or it's bleeding. It's had an accident while bleeding to death. Some anal dribble.